Hey everyone, welcome to the Stock Report. Today we are going to be looking at a few stocks which I've been tracking over the past couple of months, and I wanted to share with everyone to get your thoughts as well. Some of these stocks I have bought, some of them just kind of looking to buy. As you can see, today is April 26th, 2018, and what a day it was in the market. We had earnings from Facebook and several other chip makers, and it was all good. Brought the market was up a bit from the start, but then it just picked up steam towards the end. Things were looking really good. Okay, so let's take a couple of a couple of my favorite stocks here that I'm kind of tracking. PFIE Energy, big disappointment today, down almost 14%. Yeah, this has been tracking up slowly but surely. One thing I liked about it is kind of an earnings turnaround and revenue turnaround with the price of crude oil going up. Today there's a big sell-off. I'm not sure why. I haven't really looked into it that much, but it's a bit disappointing. If I did own it, I probably would have gotten stopped out because it was down almost 14% today. There's another interesting stock which I discovered, which I want to share with you. It looks like it'd be a good turnaround. I have not looked at the what the company actually does. Usually I do, just out of curiosity, and see what they do, their industry and their earnings, and just out of curiosity and the revenue. ZUMZ Corp is looking like it's bouncing off its 50-day moving average, which is always a good sign there. And it just looks like it's just slightly above the 10-day moving average as well. It might be a good, I would buy the stock. As a matter of fact, I might take a look at buying it tomorrow if it can maybe get up to 24. Stochastic is just bottoming out but turning back up. I don't know when their earnings are, and that's another thing we'll need to closely pay attention to, because we all know that earnings can really make or break a stock during earnings season. So this is one that would definitely be on my radar. And I actually found this yesterday, but I didn't do anything with it. So this is one I would consider buying. Maybe just 100 shares or whatever. Just kind of jump in and see where it goes. Just because I like the technicals of it. And a couple other things that I've been watching too. Let's go through here. So Crescent Point Energy is another very interesting stock which I've been watching, along with Synovus, and I'll get to that in a second. Looks like this stock is hitting some resistance here. It was just down 4 cents today. That's nothing, but it's coming up to a point of resistance where if it can break through this, then that's all fine and dandy. Would be probably a buy, but it might also be a short, or if you can't short, you can also buy probably some put options in here. I haven't looked at the options chain on this. So this is another interesting play. If we can get some more traction, let's just quickly take a look at a weekly chart, and we can see over the years, thanks to the decline in oil, the stock has actually come down quite a bit. But you never know. It could be that time to turn around too, right? So if it can get a little higher, let's see if we can zoom out a bit on it. If we can get a little bump up past this resistance here, that'd be great. Otherwise, I expect maybe it go down to $750 or so. There's some resistance here, and of course the very bottom here, if the stock were to go down to around the $6.50 area roughly, that would definitely be a time to seriously making a buy, because that's got some good resistance there as well. So this is one that's on my radar for a potential. Just because of the resistance area up here. Now, if we can go through it, that's a good sign. I would definitely buy some shares in here, but for now, it's just a close watch. So this is CPG. It's traded on the Toronto and New York Exchange. I'm just going to quickly go through some here, see if I see any other interesting patterns. Okay, remember CPG, we just talked about this, and look at Synovus. The pattern is a bit similar. I was thinking that Synovus would take a drop, so I did actually buy some put options in there. Just bought 20, and they're out until January 2019, and I bought them at 7. So what I'm seeing here is actually bounced up yesterday I was quite surprised at, but it had a wild day. First it was down, then it kind of bounced back up. And today it was up just a little bit, another 17 cents, but it's coming into some heavy resistance. And the reason why this really fluctuated yesterday is because it had earnings, but it had a huge, like $500 million loss on hedging, which says a lot about how they run their company, right? So with that, I'm surprised it actually didn't go down, but it really hung in there. Why? Not sure, but it is what it is, and it did hang in there. I would suspect, I'm hoping that the stock drops, and I think there's a good chance of that happening. I still have those put options on the table. Of course, if it starts to really go up, I'll dump it, but it's kind of in the middle there. As you can see, there's probably some resistance around $14 a share, and maybe that's around $14.15 or $14.50 or $15 up here. So this is one that might be interesting if you can get some put options in there. I just think this is really overbought at this level. Another couple interesting stocks. This is one I'm watching too, Denny's. Been trending up for the past several months. It did pop up higher, but then it closed almost, up 13 cents. But this is another one that would be a good, probably buy and hold. Maybe not a few years back, but this has been slowly trending higher. I'm trying to see if there's any other interesting stocks which I like to trade in and out of. Huntsman is another one that's a good one to trade in and out of, which I like because they're a chemical company. As you can see, there's lots of opportunities here. You can kind of track it and trace it and see the ups and downs and where how it's been holding against the 50-day moving average. Not so well lately, but in the past it has. Actually, the last trade I got out just a few days ago, as it started to go down a little bit, but I bought it at 30. I think I sold it around 31.50, which is not bad for a couple hundred shares. We'll take any money we can get. This Kirby, I did buy this on the way up, and then it started to go back down, and I was going to actually sell it, but today we had a big bump up due to earnings. I think the earnings momentum, we had a nice pop up in volume too, we had above average daily volume. So, this might be one to kind of hang in there with. And this is a shipping company, and the shipping, they have tankers, and they transport all over the world. And a lot of the tanker stocks right now are doing well. I don't know what's going on, but for a long time they were doing poorly, especially some of the major ones. But some of my scans come up with these lower price and turning around stocks are popping up like this particular industry. MasterCard had a good day today as well. Up this is another stock that I don't trade in and out of, but I bought it a long time ago, maybe about 2 years ago. And as you can see, it's done very well. This is one of my rare buy and holds. So this is one that, I've been checking out. Not really to do any trades, but like I said, it's been a kind of a long-term buy and hold. This is one stocks I haven't dumped when the market kind of fell apart. I did dump quite a few at the time. Let's see, some other ones that would be fun to trade in and out of. If you can catch this right, I haven't quite figured out all the patterns, but as you can see, MGM Resorts, this is one where you can kind of buy and hang on for a few days and dump it if you catch it going the right way. Today was a bad day. It was down 8%. I'm thinking because of earnings. I'm not sure. I haven't checked into it, but this is one where you can potentially, as you can see back here, August, September, October, you can kind of basically see the patterns, right? So we have some good resistance down here. I would not, down here at the $29, $30 level, I wouldn't be surprised if this actually tested that. That would be a good sign if it got down here. Might consider buying some. Depends on the volume. I need to take a look at a couple other things as well, but this might be a good buy at that level. Well, I'll have to check out the news and so on, but this is something else that I'm just watching right now, okay? Novitana, this is one that I bought into. Noventa, sorry. That one I bought into is kind of taking a turn back. I dumped it yesterday. I just didn't like the way it was acting as well. So, let's see if there's any other interesting ones. Yes, this one I mentioned. to a couple of friends of mine, so they know about it a few weeks ago when the stock. I found this one through one of my scanners, around $5. And actually, I was getting kind of concerned a few days ago because it was coming up against the 10-day moving average, and I put a trailing stop in, an 8% trailing stop. But today it popped up. I haven't checked the news on it. It's up 10%, so that's a nice move for one day. I'm not going to let this get away from me. If it starts to go up, it could potentially go up. I think pretty higher. I'm looking maybe towards where it was towards the September last year, around $11. But if we look at a weekly chart, we can see that this stock, I don't know what the heck happened to it. $300 a share all the way down here to $7. So I guess they just lost momentum. They have a new product that's coming out, which is supposed to be pretty good. But I'll hold on to this as it's just as one of my plays. I might consider adding to this position if we can get a day that jumps up with more volume as a confirmation. This is one that I've been watching. I haven't bought it yet. It still probably might be a good buy. Tamarack Valley Energy. It's traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Big time volume buy, up in volume today, and it's at $3.63. I liked it because it's one of those turnaround candidates, I think, for the oil and gas industry. I think it'll continue to do well. Even if oil doesn't trend higher, it's higher than it's been in a long time, and these companies are really starting to bring in some cash. And it hasn't really been decimated by the downtrend in oil here. As you can see back, I'm going to really call it the peak. Well, I guess you can call it the peak. It was around $7.50 a share. And it got clobbered, went down to 2, which doesn't mean it's at the end of the world, but it did hang in there. A lot of these companies went more like 70 to 20, and this one went from 7 to $2. It's still a big move. But, I think things, as I said, are picking up. We've got some, this is the weekly chart. We got some good volume going on, so you know what? I might actually buy some of this. I'm just going to make myself a note. And Tamarack Valley. This is on the Toronto. Okay, yeah. So if I do actually purchase this, I might want to get in probably at 3. What would be a good buy? I would want to buy it on the up. So I would probably want to say maybe 370 to get that confirmation. But I'd put a stop on the buy side to buy it. One thing I do have, which has moved up a little bit. These guys are into what are they into? They're into cybersecurity. That's their niche. And I think they may have earnings coming out over the next couple of weeks. I bought it at 5 last week, and it's been doing okay. It's at $5.10. This might be a good long-term play. The company is small, but it is growing. As you can see from the weekly chart, at the beginning of the year, it kind of bottomed out. Now it's getting some momentum again. I think if we can continue with that, I think we can definitely break this high back here of what's it about $6.67, right? So I think we definitely have the potential of doing that. And this might be a good stock to kind of trade in and out of as well. It's pretty stable. It doesn't have any real sharp moves. So if you see it trending not your way, you can sell it, right? You never want to hold on to something that's going down, of course. Anything past 7 or 8%, that's the Investor's Business Daily theory as well. So the stocks to definitely watch, I would say, are the Tamarack Valley Energy. That's one that I'm going to be checking out. And ZUMZ, that symbol as well. On my scan, just real quick, there's so many stocks that came up. Nothing really caught my attention, but I'd rather just buy a couple of those ones I can kind of stick out from research a couple of days ago. Rather than just I'd run a scan like, wow, look at all these stocks. Well, of course we're going to get more because the market is trending up now, right? And speaking of that, let's just take a quick look at the Dow Jones Industrials, and then we'll get going. So that's my weekly chart, and that's from a daily chart. We are looking at a daily chart. Here we go. So it looks like we're having, we're getting some support down here, of course. It never really hit there, but got a little close. It'd be a really good sign if we can get back above the 10-day moving average, and even more exciting if we can get above the 50-day moving average. That would show some technical support and give me some more confidence in the market, since we've just been kind of trending the past couple months. Doesn't really know where to go. But, guys, earnings have been really, really good, and I think people are excited. A lot of it's because of the tax cuts. A lot of the companies have been mentioning that. I think if we can start picking up momentum again, especially on the NASDAQ, I think that'll carry over into all of the other, the markets such as New York and MX and OTC. So, don't really know what to expect for tomorrow. We had a nice ride today. Finished strong. There's more earnings coming out tomorrow, so I expect this to be an exciting week. I wouldn't be surprised if we trended up here towards the 25,000 level towards the end of the week, but you never know. I mean, I can't predict where this will end tomorrow, but it's looking positive. So far, so good. Volume has not been that great. On the diamonds, it's below average, which means it's maybe it'll go down tomorrow. We're not having a heat now. If this was a bigger jump here, I'd be more impressed. But today the diamonds traded at 3.8 million. And before I go, let's just look at this SPY. Let's just take a quick look at this. Volume wasn't very impressive there either. As you can see on the SPY, there's 67. What do we have here? Is it 67? Let me just double verify that. Average daily volume is 105 million. We're at 67. So I would like to see more of a confirmation. Now that I'm talking this out, maybe this wasn't really a big volume day. Maybe we'll be going down tomorrow because there wasn't that much interest on the buy side, but at least we didn't go down. And this is just a quick indicator of things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but typically when you have a breakout, you'd want to see higher volume to support the trend. So anyway, that's all I have. I may have a couple of new stocks for you tomorrow. As I said, watch Tamarack Valley Energy. That's on the Toronto. ZUMZ on the New York Stock Exchange. CPG as a potential, that's one to watch. We'll have to see how that breaks out. And of course, Synovus. I am put options on there. So everyone have a great evening. If you have something, comment. If you want to look at a stock together, let me know the symbol and I'll check it out. And everyone have a great evening.